Hi friends, I'm Abby and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the end of year book tag and chatting through some of my plans for the last couple of months of the year. Let's just dive in. Let's just dive right in. Question number one. Are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? So I was thinking about this for a little while and I was like, I don't think I actually have any books that I have started and not finished aside from the ones that I am currently reading. So I guess I just thought I'd chat through what I'm currently reading. Normally I'm like a one book person and I just read one book and that's it. Whereas actually right now I'm reading quite a few books because my mood has just been a bit all over the place. So the book that I originally picked up was Wings of Shadow by Nikki Palpretto. I am about 113 pages into this. So this is the third book in the Crown of Feathers series. So I'm currently reading this, but I have put it down because I'm feeling a little bit of fantasy burnout. I'm just feeling a bit, I've just read a lot of fantasy this year. I've read a lot of fantasy and I was just feeling like I needed a change of pace and a change of scenery maybe, but yeah, there's just been a little bit too much fantasy and I just need a little bit of a break. So I am really enjoying this. I was really enjoying the 100 pages that I read, but I just needed a break. So I have started The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas, which is a contemporary romance, which I've seen either 2-star or 5-star reviews for. So I was like, I don't even know where I'm going to fall with this. But I thought it sounded fun and cute and exactly what I needed. I'm 116 pages into this, so pretty much bang on the same amount for these two books. But this one is what I'm going to be focusing on from now on, or until I finish it. And this is definitely hitting the spot. It's definitely what I am needing right now, which is a bit of a change from the fantasy to spontaneously read a romance. Another one that I'm reading is The Stories of Your Life and Others by Ted Chiang. This is a short story collection, so I've been reading one of these every so often over the past month or so, and I am now about halfway through. I've just finished Story of Your Life. So yes, just slowly working my way through these, but I do think these are going to be the priority because neither of them are fantasy, so some more like thought-provoking sci-fi and contemporary romance, just as a little break from the fantasy. I don't think it will be for very long. I feel like once I finish these I'll probably be ready to go back into the fantasy, but just a little break. So that's what I'm currently reading and what I need to finish, but there aren't any books that I have actually like started in DNF. Those are just what there is. And then, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? And I was thinking about, again, another one where I was really thinking about it for a little while. I was like, I don't really read seasonally. I just read whatever I want to read. Like, if you're thinking about like seasonal reading, this wouldn't fit into autumn. This is more like summer, but I don't really care. Like, I just follow what my mood is and what series that I'm reading at the time, that I'm not, I don't think, very seasonal really. Like, if you wanted a seasonal recommendation, one that I've read relatively recently was The Wolf and the Woodsman, and this I'd say would be a good book to transition from fall to winter, not fall, autumn, but that would be my recommendation if you were after one. In terms of myself, I don't think I really have any. The one that I did pull off my shelf is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson, which I really do want to read before the end of the year. And the reason I put this as a book to transition from autumn to winter is because it's so big, and so that maybe it's going to take me like that long to read, and that it will go through the seasons with me because of how chunky it is. Also, I feel like, I don't know, I read fantasy all year round. But I don't know, maybe autumn just feels like a very good time for fantasy, like curling up on the sofa with a big fantasy book during the colder weather. Yeah, we'll go. So, Words of Radiance. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? Absolutely. I have a whole video with my anticipated releases for October, November and December. Like, there is a lot of them. There are so many anticipated releases that are coming out, like so many of them. Like, it's hard to pick. There are a lot of finales coming out that I'm really interested in. If I was to name one, so there's 10 in that video, which I will link, because there are so many that I'm really excited for. But to name one, just the one, Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee, the third book in the Greenbone saga. I just need it. I really need that book. I need it in my life right now I need Jade Legacy. So Jade Legacy is the one that I am most anticipating, I'd say, for the second half of the year. In the UK, I believe it comes out on like the 28th of November in the States and the 2nd of December here in the UK, and I just need it, and I really hope it doesn't get delayed, because I saw that like Orbit has been on Twitter like delaying publications for some of their releases. So I saw that the 9th book in the Leviathan Wakes, the Expanse series, that got delayed due to production issues, and I'm like, just don't delay Jade Legacy. You cannot delay it. You cannot delay Jade Legacy. So I'm very sorry for like if you're very much anticipating the 9th Leviathan Wakes, the 9th Expanse book. I think it's only by like a month or a few weeks it's been delayed. But if they did that for Jade Legacy, no, please just don't do that. So yeah, that is one that I'm really anticipating. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? I mean, this is a hard question because there's so many. There's so many books that I want to read before the end of the year. So I'm not going to get to them all. So I do have all the series that I am really trying to finish. The Wings of Shadow to finish off Crown of Feathers, Bitter Blue to finish off Grace Thing, Dawn Study to finish off like the Chronicles of Ixia. Like I have those series that I really want to finish, which I've talked about at length, that I really want to finish those series. And I feel like you know that I want to finish those series. You know that those few books to finish off series like are on my list. Like Fall of Babel, Jade Legacy, you know about them. You know that they're on the list. So to think about, like, I tried to think about some other ones that I really wanted to read that weren't necessarily part of that like group of finishing off series, and to bring it up again. But Words of Radiance, which I get is a continuation in the series, but I do really want to read this before the end of the year, now that I own it. I read the first book back in March, so it's been a little while, and I vlogged the whole experience, and I had really positive feedback on that vlog, so I definitely plan to vlog this one. And yeah, I'm just really excited to continue this story and continue this world. So yeah, I really do want to read Words of Radiance before the end of the year. I would really like to read The Mask of Mirrors by Meg Harriott before the end of the year, because I've been planning to read it all year. It's the final book on my 5-star predictions. I talked about this at length, that I want to read this book. I've been told that it's going to be a book for me. I think I'm going to love it. I really do think I'm going to love this book. So I would really like to get to this before the end of the year. And then another one is American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This is the shelf space pick for the month of November, which I'm hosting, so I have to get to it. This is a lot chunkier than I was expecting. I did not realise how long it was going to be. So 635 pages. Actually, that's a lot of acknowledgements. I haven't read a Neil Gaiman book in years. I have read a few of his books. I've read Coraline, Stardust, and The Ocean at the End of the Lane. So some of his really short ones. But I've never read American Gods. I've never seen a TV show. So I'm definitely interested to read this story and see what it's about, and then discuss it with everyone in shelf space. And I hope that's a bit more variety than what I've just been talking about, which is my series. Is there a book you still think could shock you and become your favourite book of the year? Oh, absolutely. I mean, those ones that I just talked about, I feel like Words of Radiance could be a favourite book. I feel like Mask of Mirrors could be a favourite book. I feel like if I get to it, I feel like The Ninth Reign could be a favourite book, because everyone loves this. So there's definitely things that could be favourite books. Jade Legacy absolutely could be a favourite book. I mean, that whole series as a whole, like when I read Jade Wall, that became a favourite. But I feel like there is a lot of choices that could be favourite books. Like there are so many books that I am very excited to read, like so excited to read. So I feel like there is definitely options for favourite books. It's more like, is there a book you think could be a big disappointment, which I really hope there isn't. I really hope none of these are disappointments. That's a big fear, that there's going to be another disappointment or a book that I don't like, because I feel like I've had a few this year of books that I don't like. I've had enough 2-star books. I don't need any more. I just want 4 and 5 stars. Like, I don't need any more disappointments. Have you already started making reading plans for 2022? And I can't believe that we're saying 2022 like it's a thing. 2022. Right, well, I feel like my big aim for 2021 was to reduce my number of ongoing series, and I feel like I've really worked hard at that, and I've really worked really hard at making sure that I have reduced this number. So I feel like once I finish off, I just have a few where I have like the third and final book, or the final book in the series to go. Once I have done that, I think I will be in a very good place. I'm going to be in the best place I've been for a very long time in regards to my series. And I will just have, in the main, the continuations of ones when they come out and are released. because I'm going to be in the main up to date, aside from ones where I have to completely reread from the beginning, like with the Bone Season, which is an ongoing series that I do want to read, but I have only read the first 2, but I need to reread from the beginning. So that whole like aim just needs to be ongoing from now on. It just needs to be something that I continue to work on or continue to have a focus on, but it's not going to be, I don't feel like it needs to be like my big focus like it has been for 2021, because I am in a much better place now. That is going to be a bit less of an issue, I would say. Potentially one of the things I want to work on is reducing my physical TBR and making sure that I am reading some of the books that have been on my TBR the longest. I've recently reorganised, and so I have this whole shelf here which are books that I've owned for more than a year, and so I'd really like to try and like give these books a try and read these ones, because these ones are the ones that I've owned for a long time, and just I want to at least give them a try, and if I don't like them, pass them along and like unhaul them and get rid of them, or hopefully love them. So I'd like to at least like really work on my physical TBR, and also be a bit more, like, but say a bit more diverse, like diverse in terms of everything. So like I have read a lot of fantasy this year, which there's nothing wrong with that, because I love fantasy and fantasy is my main genre, but I think I would like to branch out a little bit more. I feel like maybe it's because I'm experiencing this burnout at the moment and wanting to read the romance, but maybe like branch out even more. I think I did quite well in the beginning of this year of reading more sci-fi, but keep reading more sci-fi and do more deep dives into sci-fi and really start to like do a bit more of that. So that, I mean, they're probably going to do a whole like goals video or like things I want to work on, but those are just a couple of things that have come to my brain straight away of what I want to work on. I think it's just making sure that I work on some of the books that I own, and also work on just reading what I want to read and not feeling like stuck with reading fantasy. Not necessarily stuck with reading fantasy, but like read other genres, just read a wider range of things, mix things up a little bit more and be a bit more like fluid. Yes, those are a few like ideas. I think I'll have a whole video where I talk through a bit more, maybe closer towards the end of the year in like December, where I've really thought through a few more plans or a few more things that I want to do, a few more like video ideas, things that I'm excited about doing in the next year. I'm definitely feeling excited about it, and excited that I can sort of maybe close this chapter on my series, and just have that as like an ongoing thing now that I've done the work. Maybe I can have like more exciting video plans, like there's lots of like video plans that I want to do, like doing the deep dive into sci-fi, maybe like a deep dive into grimdark, or giving authors second chances, or reading books that intimidate me, or doing different taste tests for other booktubers. Like there's lots of like video ideas that I'm really excited to work on now that I've got my series number in a much better place. That is the end of the year book tag. I guess because I haven't really seen that many people doing this yet, I guess I could tag people. I will tag Fish from Books with V, I will tag Philip from Philip Chase, and I will tag Alan from the Library of Alexandria. You're all tagged. If you want to do a tag, and if you want to talk about some of your plans for the end of the year, then here you go. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my future videos. Bye!